Hello and welcome back to English Learners Bible Talks. I'm your host, Laura. Subscribe for more everyday English practice every week. Today, we have a very special episode. We will show you how to talk about your faith in Jesus in English with friends in a way that feels natural and loving, not like a sales pitch or an argument. So today, I'm going to have a conversation with a friend. Let's imagine we're sitting in a coffee shop, just talking. My friend's name is Ben.
Hey, Laura. Thanks for meeting up. It's good to see you.
Hey, Ben. It's great to see you too. How have you been?
I've been okay. A bit stressed with work, you know how it is. Can I ask you something kind of personal?
Of course, Ben. What's on your mind?
Well, you just always seem to have this calmness about you. Even when things get busy or difficult, you seem to have a sense of peace. I was just wondering where that comes from.
That's really kind of you to say. Thank you. And to be honest, it hasn't always been this way for me. I used to be very anxious. I think a lot of the peace you see now comes from my faith.
Your faith. I figured it might be something like that. I don't know much about it, really. It always seemed kind of complicated, with a lot of rules.
I can understand why it seems that way. For me, though, it's less about rules and more about a relationship. Can I try to explain how I see it?
Yeah, please, I'm curious.
Okay. Well, have you ever had that feeling deep inside, like a kind of restlessness? A feeling that you're searching for something, but you're not sure what it is, like something is missing.
Yes, actually, all the time. I have a good life, a good job, but there's still this longing, this feeling that there must be something more.
I think that feeling is something every human being shares. The way I understand it, that longing is for a connection with God. I believe we were created by God, for God, like we were made to be in a close relationship with Him, the source of all life and love and peace.
The source of life, like a plant is connected to its roots?
That's a perfect analogy, but something happened. We, humanity, chose to turn away from our source. We decided we wanted to be our own gods, to live life on our own terms. And in doing that, we became disconnected.
Disconnected?
Yes, imagine a phone that's unplugged from its charger. It still works for a while, but eventually it runs out of power. It loses its connection to its power source. I believe that's our state. This disconnection is what the Bible calls sin. It's not just a list of bad things we do, it's the state of being separated from our source of life. And that's where the restlessness and longing come from.
That makes sense in a way. It feels less like I'm a bad person and more like something is broken or unplugged, like you said. So how do you get reconnected?
That's the most beautiful part of the story. We can't fix this disconnection on our own. We've tried with religion, with philosophy, with success, but that deep longing remains. But God, because He loves us so much, didn't want to leave us in that state of disconnection. So He did something incredible. He reached out to us. How? He came to us. That's who Jesus is. Jesus is God in human form, coming into our disconnected world to show us the way back. He lived a life of perfect connection with God, His Father. He showed us what it looks like to be fully human and fully alive.
So he was like an example?
He was the perfect example, but He was also more than that. He became the bridge for us to get back. You see, the result of our disconnection is death, spiritual death. On the cross, Jesus took all of our disconnection, all of our brokenness, all of that death onto Himself.
I've always found the cross very dark. I don't really understand it.
It is dark, but it shows how seriously God takes our brokenness and the incredible lengths He would go to heal it. By dying, Jesus defeated the power of our disconnection, and when He rose from the dead 3 days later, He proved that God's love and life are more powerful than any separation or death. He opened the way for us to be reconnected. He is the bridge back to God.
So, what does that mean for me? For someone like me who feels that longing?
It means there is an invitation. God is inviting you, through Jesus, to come home, to be reconnected to your source of life. It's not about suddenly becoming a perfect person or following 100 new rules. It's about accepting a gift.
How do you accept it?
By simply turning to God and being honest, by admitting that you feel disconnected and you can't fix it on your own, by believing that Jesus is who he said he is, God's bridge back to us, and by choosing to trust him with your life. It's the beginning of a conversation, a relationship with God that lasts for the rest of your life.
A relationship, not just a religion?
Exactly. And in that relationship, that reconnection, we start to heal. We start to find that peace that our souls have been longing for. It doesn't mean life becomes perfect. I still have stress and hard days, but it means I'm no longer alone. I'm connected to my source of life and love, and that changes everything.
Wow, no one has ever explained it to me like that before. Using words like longing and disconnection, it makes so much more sense to me than the way I've heard it before.
I'm glad it's helpful. There is no pressure at all, but it's just something to think about. For me, it started with a very simple, quiet prayer. I just told God that I believed this and I wanted to be reconnected with him through Jesus.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Laura. Really, you've given me a lot to think about. I appreciate you being so open and not making me feel judged.
Of course, Ben. I'm always here if you want to talk more about it. And we're back. I hope this conversation was helpful for you. The goal wasn't to give you a perfect script to memorize. The goal was to model a certain heart posture, a posture of gentleness, respect, and love. We started with a feeling we all share, longing. We used simple analogies, like a phone and its charger, and we focused on the beautiful story of God's love and the invitation into a relationship, not an argument about rules. When we share our faith, our own story of how we were reconnected to God is the most powerful thing we have. My encouragement to you is this: pray for your friends, love them well, and when the moment is right, share your story with gentleness and love. Thank you for joining us today on English Learners Bible Talks. God bless you.